1790, Philadelphia. On the 17th of April, one of the giants of American history passed away. 20,000 people turned out for his burial in Philadelphia's Christ Church Cemetery. America was mourning the passing of its only founding father who had placed his mark on the Declaration of Independence, the treaty alliance with France, the Treaty of Paris, and the U.S. Constitution. Benjamin Franklin was 84 years old at his passing and had used these years very well, making scientific, philosophical, governmental, and diplomatic advancements that continue to be admired. The day of January 17, 1706 was like any other day in the bustling colonial city of Boston, Massachusetts, but this was an important day for Josiah Franklin, a candle maker originally from England, and Abiah Folger, who welcomed the birth of Benjamin Franklin, the 8th of their 10 children, and the 15th child of Josiah, who had been married once before. Benjamin Franklin was very talented and bright as a youth, but his parents were only able to afford schooling for him for 3 years. When he was 12, his father apprenticed him to his older brother, James, a printer in Boston, for 9 years. During this apprenticeship, Benjamin became interested in becoming published in his brother's newspaper, which he eventually was under the pseudonym Silence Dogood. Benjamin was soon discovered to be the writer of these appraised essays, however, and his brother put a stop to them. This convinced Benjamin to run away from the newspaper to the city of Philadelphia, where he became a printer. Philadelphia was very fortunate to have Benjamin Franklin as its adopted son. From the 1730s onward, Franklin became increasingly interested in the city's community. For example, in 1731, he started a lending library that would be America's largest until the 1850s, and he would also start the first fire company in Philadelphia, the American Philosophical Society, a police patrol, raised funds to build a hospital in the city, and helped to create the Academy of Philadelphia, which would later be renamed as the University of Pennsylvania in 1791. After moving to Pennsylvania, Benjamin decided to open his own print shop, which came to be so highly heralded that he was soon printing all of the official papers for colonial Pennsylvania. Nevertheless, Benjamin Franklin made his true fortune publishing the extremely popular Poor Richard's Almanac. Many Americans read Franklin's Almanac, which was published annually from 1733 to 1758. In this almanac, Franklin contributed his own sage advice, including the ubiquitous phrase, "Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise." During this time, Benjamin Franklin met Deborah Reed, who would become his common-law wife and the mother of 2 of his children. Since Deborah's first husband had married her, then abandoned her without a divorce, she and Benjamin were never able to legally marry. Together they had 2 children, a son, Francis, who at the age of 4 died of smallpox, and a daughter, Sarah, who lived to be in her 60s. Franklin also had one other child, William, who is thought to have been born out of wedlock. Unlike his father, William was staunchly loyal to the British monarchy and served as colonial governor of New Jersey, the last to hold the post. Because of these differences, Benjamin and his son were split apart and William eventually died, exiled in England, in 1813. In his spare time, Benjamin Franklin turned his pursuits to academia and invented the idea behind daylight savings time. He also invented bifocals, the lightning rod, the one-armed desk chair, the efficient Franklin stove, the glass harmonica, and he coined several different incredibly common electrical expressions, including battery, charge, and conductor. He studied ocean currents, meteorology, a common cold, and refrigeration. He also worked diligently in the civil service of the 13 colonies, including speaking in front of the British Parliament against the despised Stamp Act. During the American Revolution, Franklin was assigned to be a delegate to the Second Continental Congress and helped to draft the Declaration of Independence in 1776 as part of a 5-member committee. Also in 1776, Benjamin Franklin was assigned as the new country's ambassador to France, where he became insanely popular with the French people and even persuaded the French king to sign a treaty alliance with America in 1778, allowing them to supply the colonies with military aid in the fight against the British. During his time as ambassador to France, Benjamin also aided in the drafting of the Treaty of Paris, which was signed in 1783, putting an end to the Revolutionary War. In his later years, Benjamin Franklin was designated as a Pennsylvanian delegate to the Constitutional Convention. Franklin, at age 81, was the oldest person at the convention, but his humor and light-hearted wit helped to calm tensions during this monumental congregation, and helped to pass the new United States Constitution, which was ratified in 1788. Overall, Benjamin Franklin was one of the most active and versatile founding fathers, and not only helped his new country become independent and secure, but he also helped to enrich the nation for years to come with his discoveries and donations to the people of America.